And that is what we call a friendly assisted pull-up. Hey, what's up guys? Giancarlo here from GC3 Fitness, and in today's video, I'm gonna show you a few exercises that you can do right now to start working on your first strict chin-up. Keep in mind that I said strict chin-up, right? Meaning that our hands are supinated inside, so it's not your typical regular pronated pull-up. So in this video, we're gonna work on our strict chin-up. As for exercise 1, we're gonna work on the most common exercise I see in every gym. It's the banded strict chin-up, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a pair of bands, right? This one being the least resistant, right? As the thicker the band gets, the more resistant it gets. All right, so for this video, we're gonna use the purple band. So what you're simply gonna do is wrap your band around the rig, loop it through. All right, you may need some assistance sometimes to pull this down, but as for now, I'm gonna pull this down. You wanna place the band around midline of your foot. You wanna press down. All right, now I got myself hooked on. You want to be careful, all right, that you wrap this other foot around it or even on it. Why? Because you want to make sure that this doesn't happen, all right? So make sure we wrap it around, getting in that chin up position. You don't want to be out too wide nor too narrow, about shoulder width. So shoulder width, I'm going to give you a couple reps. Good. Now if you notice, this mimics the exact same movement of a chin-up, it's just with resistance, and there's nothing wrong with doing it with a band. As a matter of fact, this is a great way to start working on implementing those back, those biceps, those forearm muscles. That way, the more we do them, the stronger we get. Then we can start working on grabbing a least resistant band until eventually we're on no band, and now we're working our way up on getting that first strict chin-up. All right, so on to exercise 2. This is actually one of my favorite exercises. Why? Because I typically don't see a lot of people performing this exercise. All right, so what you need is either a barbell, or if you're at a global gym, a Smith machine. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mimic the exact motion of a chin-up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna place ourselves under the bar, vertically. So we're gonna sit vertically right on the bar. If you were to look up, you will see the barbell. You're gonna get in your chin-up position, right? Hands not too wide, not too narrow, right at shoulder width. If your knees are closer to your chest, the easier the movement. Knees away from the chest, the harder the movement. So I'm gonna give you a couple reps on both. So knees to chest, pulling up, down, up, down, up, down, feet extended, up, down, and up, right? That movement is pretty challenging, especially working on that top portion of the pull-up, which is exactly what we're working on. This exercise works exactly on our back, our forearms, our biceps, right? So it's a great exercise that you should definitely start performing if you have access to a barbell or a Smith machine. All right, so I'm gonna take advantage now that we're here because we're gonna do something on for exercise 3, what's called an inverted row. So similar to what we just did, right? They're both pulling exercises. Actually, all of them are pulling exercises, but we're actually gonna row ourselves towards the barbell. So we're gonna place ourselves under the bar. And again, since we're working on that chin-up, we're gonna get in that supination grip, and we're gonna work our way down. Now, again, the higher you are, the easier the movement. The lower you are, the harder it gets. Give you a couple reps. Good. So you can tell, the lower I get, the more challenging the exercise gets. If you have access to that barbell or Smith machine, then you can work on those inverted rows. If you're at a CrossFit gym or a gym that has rings or even TRX bands, if you're familiar with that, it's the same thing. You're still pulling, you're still working on those pulling muscles, still working on those back muscles, on those forearms, on those pulling muscles overall. All right guys, so on to exercise 4 and what we call the jumping pull-up. So what you want to do is get yourself under a bar, right? You actually want to find a bar that you can actually grab onto, right? Not one that you're going to have to be on your tippy toes, like in my case. So what you want to do is grab a bench or a box, something that you can place yourself on to get yourself onto the pull-up bar. All right, from here, I'm going to use a knee bend to jump up, right? Get that momentum to jump up, hold myself above the bar, work my way down slowly, really holding on, resisting as much as possible, and down, right? So what we're doing is we're not really working on the pull-up part, we're working on the eccentric part of the movement, right? So you can get really creative and actually pull yourself up work on some hold, right? Ready? Work on getting that chin over the bar and holding on. You're gonna notice you're gonna start to shake, right? So hold on and then start to lower yourself little by little, really holding yourself, really resisting as much as possible all the way. Don't stop midway, all the way down, right? This exercise gets very taxing, so you'll notice that you won't be able to just jump right back on it. If not, you'll typically start off like this, and then you'll start going, and you're not really doing much. All right, so make sure to have adequate rest in between your sets. The most important part is that you're really focusing on those holds and that eccentric part of the movement, right? Lower yourself as slowly as possible. All right, so on to exercise 5. And what you're gonna need is a dumbbell or a kettlebell. In this case, I'm using the kettlebell. What we're gonna do is we're gonna perform what's called a one-arm row. All right, so what you're gonna need is a bench. You're gonna place your left knee, your left arm on the bench. This right leg, you kind of want to flare it out so it doesn't get in the way. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull this kettlebell towards your pocket, towards your rib cage. All right, so I'm gonna give you 3 reps. Pull, down, pull, down, pull, down. And I'm sure you can guess this exercise really works on that back, right? Really working on those back muscles to get stronger for our pulling exercises. Other exercises you can do are bend over raises, right? Or bend over flies, bend over rows, right? One arm row is actually one of my favorite ones. Why? Because you're more stationary and you have some support, but those are also other alternatives that you can do. I forgot to mention in the beginning, right, something to mimic that banded pull-up. If you're at a global gym or a gym that has access to machines, if you have that pull down bar, right, typically where you'll be able to sit down, you have access to grabbing that bar and pulling down, that is also another exercise that you can perform, right, to mimic the chin up, pull yourself down, hold that weight, and you, like I said, you can get creative and you can hold it and you can work on those negatives on the way down, pull the bar down and slowly work it up. Alright guys, so that ends our pull-up video. Hopefully you can start interpreting these movements and start working on getting your first strict chin up. Well, you might be watching this video and you might be saying, gee, there's no way I can get on that pull-up bar. I have too much stubborn belly fat getting in my way from getting up there. Well, you do know you have to start working on your nutrition so you can start slimming down, feeling lighter, and hopefully getting that first chin up. But what you could start doing right now is as you're working on your nutrition, is start implementing these movements. So as you start slimming down, as you start getting stronger, boom, both of them come together and hopefully you can start getting that first straight chin up. Right, so you have no excuses why you can't start working on it right now. Implement any of these movements once, twice, 3 times a week and you'll see how these exercises will definitely get you on your way to getting that first strict chin up. Alright guys, so if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment below any questions or concerns, any specific topics you want me to talk about. As for now, I'll catch you next time.